Hello all, and welcome back for another video. Today I took a walk down a channel I haven't been on in a while called Amberlynn Reed. And if you guys know, I've talked about her before and I thought, oh, she's such a sweet, you know, happy young lady on a weight loss journey trying to lose hundreds of pounds, and I gave her kudos for that. Because that's a big feat. I mean, being several hundred pounds overweight and putting it on YouTube, putting yourself on blast basically. But now I can't do anything but just shake my head, because here we are, years later, still in the same weight bracket, still claiming to be on a weight loss journey, still claiming to eat healthy and exercise and all this and that. We're gonna take a look really quick at something. This young lady is 5'2", and according to this video, 489 pounds. So we're gonna put that into a BMI calculator like we did the other day and found out that my BMI was somewhere around 27, which is still overweight. But again, I am prego, so that could also be a great contributor to my weight. 489 pounds at 5'2". Let's see what that puts her at. 89.4. Like literally that's not even on the charts anymore. The obesity calculator is like from 30 or greater is obese. She's 89.4. God dang. That is a level of obesity that I would not even ever admit to online. I'm just saying. So sweetheart, you've got some work to do. And if I'm being honest, Amberlynn Reed, I think you need help, like from an actual clinic. To have spent almost a decade on YouTube and steadily gained weight, lost weight. Like you're literally gaining and losing the same 100 pounds at this point. And it's kind of sad that a person who is reached the status that you have and can afford the things that you afford, that you just don't see your health as important as it should be. The life that you have, the body that you have is the only one you're going to get. It's very unfortunate, and you can tell that's probably why a lot of her relationships have failed, because even if someone did fall in love with you at your size, to fall out of love with you would be very easy when you have an addiction and a problem and you refuse to take it head on. Like, that's a problem. And if I'm being honest, that's probably why your relationships continually fail. Like, who wants to be subjected to that? Who wants to be in love with somebody who won't do the most simplest of things, like help themselves? So we're gonna watch the Delulu in this video, and I'm gonna try to point some things out, and hopefully this video will actually make it to her. Maybe somehow she'll see the error of her ways and see that she really needs a clinic at this point. Like, sweetheart, you need someone to hold you accountable, because you just trying to do it online yourself, it's not working. Like, it's clearly not working. And without further ado, if you're here, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the whole thing, but let's get it started. So today is like a weigh-in, what I ate today, chit chat, maybe a cook with me moment. But right now I just want to do like the introduction, get a weigh-in in, and then I'm ready to eat. So a disclaimer, I will be eating in this video. I know in some what I ate today videos, I do not eat, but in this one I probably will be. And I do like to do disclaimers because I know sometimes people don't like seeing people in general eat, let alone a fat girl. I'm going to stop you already. Sweetheart, the reason that people don't like watching fat people eat is because it's probably the equivalent to watching a person who has a severe drug addiction shoot up right on camera, or somebody who self-harms, a cutter, watching them cut themselves. Like, that would be literally the equivalent. It's very disturbing to watch someone self-harm, and that's exactly what it is when you eat, because you wouldn't be the size you are if you ate normally. Like, let's just be real in a moment. Like, you're so big because you eat too much. But okay. Let's let her keep talking. So I really quickly want to put my weigh in because I am so excited. So here it is. Hello. So we're going to do a weigh in. I'm pretty pumped. Hello.
It's ready.
Yes, it is. I've been doing pretty freaking good, you guys. So stepping on, let's see where I'm at.
489.6 pounds.
Shut up. Wait, what? 480. I have never, and probably will never again, I will never and have never in my entire 35 years of existence heard a person exclaim that they were 489 pounds with glee and joy in their voice. First of all, she's pointing the camera up at the sky. We have no idea if this is even true. She could very well have an arm leaned on the counter or leaned up against something. We don't know for sure if this is even real. I don't know really what the point is of weighing, and then you might as well just have told us. But yeah, wow, that's shocking that you're happy that you're 489 pounds. The equivalent to probably 3 adults.
I'm gonna literally cry. 489, you guys, I did. Oh my god, I've been wanting to reach the 480s and I did it. Now the 470s are coming. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. 489.6. Like, I almost cried. I had like a couple tears in my eyes. I'm very proud of myself. So in total, from my highest weight, I am down 82.8 pounds. So that's amazing. And then since the beginning of this year, I'm down 28.2 pounds. I'm almost down 30 pounds. Like, that's incredible.
Okay, sweetheart. Let me just stop you really quick. At no point are you ready to celebrate, because you've already lost this weight before and you gained it back. So if I was you, I would hold all of my celebration off until you actually get lower than you were last time. You're still in the super morbidly obese category. There's really no room for celebration just yet. I think it's a good milestone, but I think that you, by giving yourself accolades and saying that you're proud, it's almost like you make room for error. You are at a point where if you fall, you could end up bedbound and you live by yourself. That's not a good sign. At this point, like I said, I would hold off all celebration, because you know what we do when we celebrate? We tend to give wiggle room, and we tend to allow, room for junk food and snacks because, oh, we did so good this week, so I can have a piece of chocolate cake tomorrow. No.
Well, like I told myself in the beginning of this year, like I need to do it because I'm 33. I am not getting any younger. Yes, I'm young at heart. I could be kind of childish. You guys know that, a little immature here and there. But deep down, like for real, your girl's getting old. Like I got the gray hair to show for it. So instead of just like trying to be perfect overnight.
Not to mention the fact that you are so morbidly obese that you probably technically are aging faster than someone else because of the damage that you've done. Like, literally, the fact that you can even get up and walk around after carrying all this weight for over a decade is honestly shocking. You should be thanking God and being humble at this point that you're even alive, because there are so many others who weren't even as heavy as you who have succumbed to morbid obesity problems and diseases. You're very lucky, and you should not take that for granted.
I slowly just like intuitive ate for, I want to say a little over 2 months. It was working. It was doing good. But now, I was like, hey, a couple weeks ago, let's kick it up a notch. Like I want to be aware of how many calories I'm eating. So I weigh and measure all my food. My goal is to stay below 2,000 calories. And this video is just showing you guys what I decide to eat today. There's no rhyme or reason.
Okay, so honey, if that was true, then you would be losing weight so much faster than what you are. So I don't think you're being honest with yourself. I don't believe that you stay under 2,000 calories every day. Because if that was the case, then you would be losing a pound per day. Like literally, you're almost 500 pounds. So you should be like crapping out calories at this point if you were eating so healthy and intuitively and counting calories and stuff and weighing and measuring as much as you say. I think you do it for a camera every now and again. But if you're being honest with yourself, there's no way you can maintain that weight unless you're taking in somewhere between 5,000 to 6,000 calories per day. You're not being honest with yourself. And that's the major problem. And I think you need help. I think you need help with this. You cannot do this on your own. Your little journals, your little calendars and things that you're writing in is not enough. It's a good start, But I think you need to be held accountable with someone, like how Dr. Now calls out the people on his show and says, hey, you know, a 10-pound weight loss for someone like you means you're still overeating. You shouldn't even be able to maintain 400 or 500 pounds if you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet. Like, you're illogical in everything you're stating. And I don't know if you believe it or if you're just doing it for the cameras so people will get off your back. But sweetheart, the proof is in the pudding. You should be nowhere near that. Like, nowhere near that much weight. And so you're obviously eating astronomical amounts of food. You're probably eating enough for 2, maybe 3 people every single day. When you actually have to be held accountable, you might actually do it right. And I think that's what you absolutely need to do, because right now you ain't doing it.
For most of my meals, it's just don't eat junk. Like, I'm not sitting around eating candy. Trust me, it has been hard. I do want me some candy sometimes. So like the other day, I allowed myself to have a serving of sour gummy worms. It was so good. It was like the brand Trolley or something. Like, it tasted like heaven. Because normally I would allow myself to have those things every single day, but since I'm only allowing myself to have them like in moderation, it's like when I finally do have them, I'm like, wow, let's savor this and like really enjoy it. So today I am staying home, so everything I will be eating will be at home. There will be no Uber takeout. The only time I allow myself to eat like restaurant food is—
I'm not even gonna lie, at your weight, I wouldn't even have that processed sugar, because all it's going to do is probably like create endorphins and trick your mind into thinking you need more. That's like being an addict or like an alcoholic and being like, oh, it's okay if I just have a shot. No, if you're trying to break that addiction, you need to go cold freaking turkey. You need to cut all candy out. You need to cut all soda, even if it's diet. Aspartame, that fake sugar, is so horrific for your body. I mean, you'd be better off probably drinking regular pop, even though it's full of calories. At least it's not fake sugar. Fake sugar is like literally a carcinogen. It causes cancer. And you've had a bout with it. And I see you drink nothing but diet drinks all day, every day. Stick to tea and water.
Is if I physically go there myself. So if I'm with my mom or family or friends, today is not one of those days.
Until you lose more weight, I would stay away from restaurants too, because you don't know what those restaurants are putting in your food. They take it in the back, they add milk, they add butter, they add sugar and things like that to make the food more flavorful so that you keep coming back to those restaurants. You're like, man, that was a really good meal. That's because they're putting a whole bunch more in it than you would put in it at your house. And that's just the God honest truth. You don't have room for wiggle room. You don't have time to be sitting up there wasting. You need to get it together now. Time is running out. It's like if you imagine, you know, an hourglass, honey, the sand is almost gone.
But I do want to film of what I ate today, like the next time I go out to eat, just to show you guys kind of like how I do it. Not everyone will agree with me, but I will say that what I am doing is working. So let's get into my first meal. Okay, so my first meal, I'm having one of these sweet Italian chicken sausages that I'm just cutting up. I'm gonna cook in a pan, which I am using Pam, which is 0 calories. Sausage is 110. Speaking of Pam, when I do use like actual oil, I will weigh it on my scale before I use it because it does have calories. So I also have some leftover rice, which is 2 servings, so 320 calories. And then obviously my typical soy sauce. We have some minced garlic, sriracha. It's just my go-to. It's what I like. And I'm also gonna have 1 egg. So it's gonna be like a fried rice moment. Okay, so my sausage has been cooking for a bit, so I'm gonna add my rice now. I also have obviously my minced, oh my god, I'm getting rice everywhere. I'm a messy cooker. One thing that, if y'all wanted to know about me, I'm very messy when I cook. But anyways, yeah, I also have my minced garlic up in there. So I am gonna add just a little bit of sriracha. A little bit of soy sauce here. And then just move it around as such. Okay, so now that the rice is all warmed up and cooked, well, it was already cooked, you know what I mean. I'm going to grab an egg here. And then I literally just want to scramble.
Rice is something that I eat pretty frequently, and I think if you are going to have a carb, I don't think rice is as bad as, like, say, potatoes. This meal so far doesn't look that bad. I'm not going to give her a bad score for this because the portion looks, you know, like enough for one. But the thing is like, you're not just eating this. I'm skeptical that this is all you're eating because your weight tells me that this is not all you eat. Not at almost 500 pounds. Not even close. Like I said, what are you going to eat the rest of the pack? Like, is this just for the camera? One chicken sausage? Girl, bye.
So if I could change anything about this, I wish I had some like green onion. Oh my God, that'd be so good. Okay, you guys, so it is finished. Now I am going to put it in my bowl. So this is 500 calories in total, but that is a perfect amount for my first meal. That's usually around where I keep it.
Who believes that? Who believes that that's all she's going to eat? Maybe, you know, yeah, for the camera, but again, this is not all you're eating. Because you're going to be starving in 5 minutes if that's the case. Because somebody like you, with your appetite.
Okay, guys, so I haven't even tried it yet, but I want to let you know that I'm also going to be having a A&W. This is the zero sugar root beer. So good.
And I get that you try to drink the zero sugar stuff so that you're not adding calories. And I guess to a certain degree, I appreciate that. But it's not good for you. That kind of pop is so terrible for you. I'm going to stick by the fact that, you know, aspartame and things like that are all inside of those carbonated drinks. The fake sugar is actually worse for your health than real sugar.
This does not taste like diet soda at all. All right, let's try a bite. Oh, and a lot of people are like, why do you use plastic silverware? Like, it is literally asked that every single time I use these. These are not plastic. They're just black. So yeah, it's just regular silverware.
I ain't worried about what bowl you're using. I ain't worried about your silverware. I'm worried about the fact that you're not hell-bent on exercise and healthy eating every day of the week. If anything, every meal that you have for the next year needs to be homemade. You have got to take your health serious. You've had cancer, you've had to have a hysterectomy, all because of your weight. You've got lipedema or lymphedema or both, all because of your weight. And I can't imagine the level of pain that you probably are physically in every day. Like getting up, sitting down too long, laying down too long. Laying in one position is probably painful for you. And I get that you're quirky and you have a lovely personality. I would never discount you for being a happy, jovial person. But I think that you really need to take some of that and tone it down and be a little bit more serious about your health. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing fun about being stuck in a bed. There's nothing fun about carrying around so much weight that at your age, you can't even enjoy life. I would love to see Amberlynn Reed lose the weight, get skin removal, and be happy and just be able to enjoy so much more. There's so much more to life than satisfying some feeding urge. I wish you would use this money that you have to live in such a nice apartment and, you know, buy yourself things. I wish you would take that same money and go to a weight loss clinic and stay motivated and stay there until the weight was gone. Not because anybody wants to change what you look like. You're beautiful. Very beautiful facially. You know what I mean? Beautiful hair, beautiful eyes. I can't say that your body is beautiful because I don't want to lie to you.
Happy dance. Oh, this is delicious. 10 out of 10. ASMR. I feel like we have to have an ASMR segment in each one of my videos. Ooh, she's tasty. Okay, guys, so next meal is pretty simple. I'm gonna have...
I would, instead of hearing your nails tapping, I would like to hear you using that like thing that your girlfriend got you that you can put your feet on and pedal. I would like to see you using some dumbbells and, or, you know, hear you huffing and puffing. How about some ASMR for exercise?
Next meal is pretty simple. I'm gonna have some turkey meatballs, some broccoli, and some of this Classico roasted garlic. These will be in the air fryer. I'm going to cook these And then I'm gonna add the sauce and have these.
I cannot do turkey meatballs. I can't do the pork meatballs, chicken meatballs. They just taste horrible to me. Like, the only ones that I can say actually taste good are the beef ones.
Two things cooked together, and then I'm gonna throw the meatballs in and have it all cooked together. I'll show you step by step, but it's super simple. All right, so I'm cooking my broccoli. I just really simply bring it to a boil, and then before it gets too soft, which I honestly don't mind soft, but before it gets too soft, I simply just strain it. And then over here, we do have the meatballs in the air fryer. Okay, so I got all the water out, and now a serving of this is 125 grams. So I set the container on there. This is honestly the easiest way for me to do it. So we're just gonna wait until this says 100 and -20.
It's easy for you to weigh it and then dump versus just reading the side there. It says a half of a cup is such and such calories. So that's easier to do that than to just get a freaking measuring spoon and put it in there. Girl, that's not easier. That's not easier at all. That's actually more complex. Like, you're sitting up here weighing the whole damn jar. Like, who does that? Like, I'm sorry. Whatever. You do you, honey. Do you in that sense. At least you're trying to watch your calories. I wish you would do it more often instead of just for the video, because clearly you're not, but at least you're trying, I guess.
5. So, because that means that's how much I used. So I'm pretty good at, like, not going over usually. So 120. So I'll just leave it there. It's pretty close at just eyeballing it. I've done this long enough, but you can never be too sure. So that's why I like being in the habit of actually weighing my food. So I did add some tapatio to the sauce because I do want a little spice to it. So now I'm gonna see if these meatballs are done, which they should be by now. It's supposed to go up to 165, but in my brain, I want it to go up to like 175, which it is. So let me try another one just in case. Yes, these are.
Okay, so you eyeball the sauce, but you need to pull out a whole temperature gauge for the meat that's already pre-cooked. That's interesting because most of the time you can just visually look at something and tell, like, okay, this is done. You know, it's got some browning going on, so that means it's done. But then again, you put it in an air fryer. I don't use an air fryer, certainly not for meatballs. If anything, I'd put a little olive oil in a pan and just, like I say, saute them until they started to have, you know, some darker brown all the way around. And then you just kind of, shake the pan around and get them even. But complex Lynn here.
Finished. So now I'm going to put the meatballs in here. This is such a simple and low calorie meal. Like, I'm telling you, it is so low calorie, it's going to shock you. But I can't wait to share once it's finished. So I'm just gonna let that probably cook for like 2 minutes, I would say. Just everything meet together and marinate and all that. Okay, you guys, so for this huge bowl of food is literally only 313 calories. 233 for the meatballs, 30 for the broccoli, and then only 50 calories for the sauce. Okay, as you guys can tell, I love my food in a bowl. Like, I love any type of food that I can just make and put in a bowl. I love bowls. All right, I already know this is gonna be good because I cooked this.
Okay, I get the fact that you're trying to keep it low calorie, but this is just very hard to believe that you eat like this and maintain the weight that you are. Like,
like, literally last night. Oh my god, this is so good. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the best frozen broccoli I have ever had in my life. Because usually when I buy frozen broccoli, like, it's only ever like the gross little stems. It's never the actual like floret of it. But this one is actual broccoli florets. So 10 out of 10.
Well, you know, you could get more florets if you just went to like the actual produce section and got like a stalk of broccoli, you know, and then cut it up and washed it and, you know, prepared it fresh, you know. Probably would even lead to a crunchier piece of broccoli since that's what you like. I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there maybe for next time.
This bowl is so hot, I need to set it down. Hot. Let me get a drink real quick. So a new drink that I've been loving lately, and I'm not even like a green tea girly. It is Diet Green Tea Mixed Berry and the brand Lipton. It is so good. Some cheese would be so good.
Dang, you even get the diet tea? Just get the regular tea. Honey, the teas aren't even as many calories as you think. Certainly not as much as pop. Like, just get the regular tea, jeez.
On top of this, what is your guys' favorite vegetable? Mine is a potato. Tater tots, scallop potato, the mashed potato, baked potato, French fry. You know, it's just never ending.
I believe you like French fries. I believe you like French fries the most. I think that's why we're here.
But outside of that, I do love me some onion and I love me some broccoli. Honestly, I've always been a vegetable girly pop, and I already know, let the fat shaming commence. It wasn't till like my older years, I've actually been like enjoying fruit. Like if you would have asked me as a kid, do you want fruit or vegetable? I would have literally said vegetable.
Who are you trying to convince? Like, why are you trying to tell us that you eat vegetables so much? You're okay, you're 489. I mean, but that's so close to 500. You're almost 500 pounds. Like, dude, you aren't eating that many vegetables. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be here.
Guys, so the next thing I'm going to be eating is this Amy's bowl. It's chili mac. I love Amy's, and I always thought this one just sounded so weird. And then a few weeks ago, I tried it after like years of dismissing it. And y'all, it's one of my favorites. It's only 410 calories. And you guys, I do add some Tapatio to it because I do like the spice. But this is so freaking good. I recommend it. TV dinners aren't healthy, but I will say that Amy's is a healthier version. Plus, like I've said before, I'm very much just focusing on staying under calories and not ordering takeout.
One of those things that I will say that TV dinners never did for me is satiate me. I mean, you sit there and you think, oh, it's a low calorie meal, but then you'll be hungry like within 2 hours. I swear, those are not filling at all.
And with my Amy's bowl, I will be having a water. So I am trying to drink more water because
my God, now look at this refrigerator. I got to take it back a little. 0 calorie Sprite, 0 calorie Sunkist, 0 calorie Pepsi, 0 calorie Dr. Pepper, 0 calorie A&W, 0 calorie Lipton iced tea, 0 calorie vitamin water, 0 calorie those, ice drinks. All of that stuff contains fake sugar, which is literally more unhealthy for you than regular sugar. You'd be better off drinking the regular drink, sweetheart. All of that aspartame has carcinogens. You're thinking like, okay, I got all these 0 calorie drinks, so I can just drink as many of these as I want. But honey, those are so unhealthy for you.
I know you guys told me that I need to. Don't worry, I hear you guys. Okay, guys, so I actually just got done playing Mario Party with some friends of mine. And while doing so, we all had a little bit of snacks. I actually took a picture of what I had, so that's what you're seeing here. I had a Sunkist Colby Jack cheese and some salami. So it actually came out to 535 calories for the snack. I'm done eating for the night, so I had 1,758 calories, which my goal is to stay below 2,000. I feel like my sweet spot, the spot that makes me really happy, is when I am like in the 1600s or the 1700s, so I did really good today in that regard. So if I drink anything else for the rest of the day, it will be water. There were multiple times today where I wanted to order takeout. That is how it goes every single day for me. It is a daily feeling where I just want to order something, whether it just be like a bag of chips.
I can believe that you daily order takeout, and maybe this was one of those days where you didn't. But honey, again, you're not maintaining that weight drinking diet sodas and eating great value broccoli. Like, no, you're big because you eat takeout, and you need to be honest with yourself. Like, if you probably actually looked at your bank account and how much you probably spend on DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats and all that, honey, it's probably more than my house note. Like, that's insane. You've lost a few pounds. You have. And kudos for you, because we're like literally almost in April and you've lost almost 30 pounds, which someone like you should be losing 30 pounds a month. Like, if you were eating 2,000 calories a day, like you say, or less, 1,700, like you just said, you would be losing 30 pounds a month as an almost 500 pound person. So the delusion of grandeur here is real. You're making up stories, making it seem like this is how you eat all day. I believe you did this for the video. I believe every other day is takeout. I believe that you need to admit that to yourself. You need to recognize how much you're spending. And if you actually took that money and probably put it into a gym, a personal trainer, a life coach, somebody who's a health and fitness coach, maybe even a nutritionist, like, and for real held yourself accountable with that and didn't give it up as soon as they say something you don't like stuck it out. Because this stuff right here that I'm saying, while it may come off harsh, it's the truth. Human bodies don't get to 500 pounds eating turkey meatballs. Like, no. Unless what? You're eating 12 bags of them a day? And I know you ain't spending that much time over the stove. So you know for a fact you're takeout every day. You're door dashing, you're Grubhubbing, you're ordering stuff, and you're sitting your lazy butt there and just stuffing your face. And I get it. You're addicted to food. You were at one point about to get the weight loss surgery. And I think, honestly, that's probably your best bet. I think you're addicted to food. You can go to the store. Screw what people say about you. Screw what they think. You are on a journey. You're a YouTuber. People are looking at you all the time anyway. So when you go out in public and people stare, I mean, it's because you're almost 500 pounds. And you're so short. So you look really, round. And so people are going to stop and stare. What are you going to do? Get mad at people for looking at you? Like, that's just what it is. And I would suggest don't even leave the produce section. Like, literally, if you can't get it from there, don't get it. You have nothing but time on your hands. And you like to do these videos where you show us how to cook. Why don't you show us how you cook but not process stuff? If me and my husband, people who work 40 plus hours a week, and we have 2 kids and 4 dogs, if we can find time to cook raw vegetables like potatoes and green beans and broccoli and rice and this and that and meats and season them ourselves and do all of that, if we can find time to do that, then you can find time to not just buy stuff from the frozen section and actually do it yourself. I think that would be great content. And you know something, honey? One thing I learned about life, the truth does hurt. The truth hurts. But you know something? I would rather be slapped in the face with the truth than be coddled with a lie. I really made this from the heart. I really tried to make it in a way that wasn't going to be super offensive, because I can go in, I can say all kind of things. You guys have seen my videos, but I like Amberlynn Reid. I think her personality is sweet, and I don't see her as a bad person at all. I just think she's extremely misguided. To be happy at 489 when you've already been that weight, you should just be like, you know what, I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. I'm not gonna get too excited because I still have a lot of work to do. You guys tell me what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. You know you're the best. In fact, you should give yourself a pat on the back, especially if you made it this far. All right, guys, I love you so much, and I will see you next time.